Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thanks again for being here this week. So we're going to do a what I eat in a day video again this week, since it is very popular and that's probably my most requested types of videos. So I am just going to start off my morning by just prepping for dinner later and getting this in the oven. I have an acorn squash that I have to use up, so I'm going to be cooking that later for dinner. So I'm just getting that out of the way because I don't eat breakfast very early and I can have extra time to do this. So I'm just cutting it, and I do save the seeds and roast them in the oven with seasonings sometimes. On this day I just put them right into the compost bin and that was it. So you're just going to scoop it out and chop it in half, and then I like to cook it in the oven at 400. And what I do is I put some water in a baking dish and I put them face down in the baking dish, and then they're just going to do their thing inside the oven cooking up, and it's going to kind of get steamy. If you have a baking dish with a lid, you can cook it actually a lot faster, but I put it in for I want to say 40 minutes or so. But again, if you have a lid or you can cover it and you're okay with cooking with tin foil, then it's going to cook faster. Okay, so for my smoothie bowl, I just have some blueberries and peaches. They're frozen. And I'm going to be adding a tablespoon of this organic beetroot powder as well. And then as little milk as I can so that I can keep it rather thick. But in case I need it, I do have this vanilla almond. And that is pretty much it. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I'm just going to blend it up, and I put a tablespoon of the milk in, and then I will see if I need a little bit more. This is what it turned out to look like. And I did add, I think, about 3 splashes of the milk, and I really had to be careful and mix everything really well. So now I'm just going to kind of push everything down just to fit everything nicely in my bowl, and that way I can put my very few toppings on top, but that way everything will stick on pretty nicely once I smooth everything out. Putting a little bit of my homemade granola on it just to add some texture. I overcooked my granola, so it's a little too crunchy, but I don't want to waste it, so I'm just going to have it. And then I'm just going to throw on a few of these goji berries. That's pretty much it. I'm not going to add any nuts or anything like that. I'm not going to add any coconut or any of that business. I'm just going to keep it really simple and a little lower in calories, because if I go ahead and load on a million nuts, that's going to jack this breakfast quite significantly in calories. So this is just a refreshing change of pace, because usually I have hot breakfasts, but I don't know, I just feel like something cold would be nice, and it's a little different. So the color is pretty phenomenal on this. So yeah, this is what it looks like. Really simple, really easy to make. This one is definitely not fancy. I don't have a million toppings because I just don't want to increase the calorie content so much. You can go from having a healthy smoothie bowl to loading it with crazy amounts of calories by adding tons of nuts and all kinds of stuff to it. So I'm just going to keep it really simple with my oil-free granola and just my goji berries, and that's pretty much it. I'm just having my fruits and that little bit of milk in it, and this is just going to energize me before I decide to do my meditations. I already did my reading this morning, and then I'm going to hit the gym. It's really light and, won't weigh me down for the gym, so I really do like simple breakfasts like this before I go. So because I had a really late breakfast, that's why I'm saying brunch, because it was basically around lunchtime when I had my breakfast. I got a little bit hungry before dinner time, so I ended up having just these collards and potatoes, just a quick little soup that I have that my mom made for me, and I'm just having some leftovers, and I already ate half of it, but that's pretty much it. And then I'm just having some of this carbonated water. It's just a mineral water, and I'm just having a glass of that as well. And I do drink a lot of water throughout the day, regular filtered water, and I have tea, and in the morning I do have coffee, and I also drink a Dandy Blend, which is a coffee alternative. So those are the beverages that I'm having throughout the day, in case you're wondering. Okay, so for dinner I'm having my acorn squash that I made earlier. I just added a little bit of maple syrup on top right before I'm serving it, and then I also added some pumpkin spice seasoning to it just to flavor it a little bit more. And then I'm going to have this with a really hearty big salad. So I mixed just some regular iceberg that I cut up, and I also did just like one of those mixtures that has like romaine and also has spinach in it. So I mixed all the different lettuces together, and then I added some beets, and I'm using a very thick balsamic glaze on top. And that's going to be my dressing, and the other liquid is going to be the leftover juice from the beets from the container. I'm just utilizing that as the rest of my dressing, and that's pretty much it. That's all I'm doing for my salad. So to bulk up my salad a little bit more, I did make some baked tofu, and all I did was put some black pepper, I put onion powder and garlic powder on the tofu, gave it a mix, and threw it in the oven for about 20 minutes, and I mixed it halfway, and that way I can add the tofu on top of my salad for whoever wanted a little bit more bulk to their meal. And that is pretty much it. That's my dinner. So now I'm going to go on to introducing my newest family member. We got a kitten, and if you were on my Instagram, you already met Jupiter, but he is the cutest little boy. I absolutely adore him, so I'm just going to give you a little glimpse of our little man. He's a Scottish Straight, and he is super cute, very affectionate, and we are loving having him. What a great addition to the family, honestly. He's super cute and just has such a great character. So yeah, here he is, and that's pretty much it. That's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some inspiration for your meals, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, and that way you don't miss any upcoming content. Also, if you guys can give the video a like, it helps the channel tremendously, and I really appreciate it. Take care everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.